Welcome to the new year, at least in other time zones for now. People are ringing in 2017 across the world. News 3 at 10 begins right now.
This is News 3 at 10.
We'll have New Year celebrations in a moment, but first we begin tonight with a developing story out of Turkey. New Year's celebrations in Istanbul were shattered by an attack at a popular nightclub, leaving at least 35 people dead, according to Istanbul's governor. Brett Silva Braga has more.
For CBS News, New York.
President Obama expressed condolences for the attack and offered American assistance to Turkish authorities. Turning to our New Year's Eve coverage tonight, we're just hours away from ringing in the new year right here in Madison. And many local bars and taverns want to make sure 2017 starts out safe for their customers. Our Jenna Middaw here with more.
Well, Chris, with New Year's Eve falling on a Saturday this year, to give out even more.
Definitely important if you're drinking at all. Don't drive. All right, thanks, Jenna. Well, if you're looking for another way to get home safe tonight, there are plenty of other options in the Madison area. Madison Metro buses are offering free services until 3:30 this morning. Madison's major taxi companies are another option. They all offer online booking, but you should expect longer wait times. If you plan on taking Uber, the company says to expect pricing to be at its highest from midnight to 3. An estimated 2 million people are expected to watch the annual ball drop in Times Square in just about an hour. Security this year will be even tighter than normal because of recent terror attacks overseas. People from all over the world got to enjoy New York early despite the long hours of security checks, standing in pens, and not being able to leave to go to the bathroom. They say they're thrilled.
No parties, no food, but we're here and we are so excited.
It's actually my fourth time in a row being here.
You are a glutton for punishment.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely, I'm just the best place to be around New Year's.
Fans will be able to watch a number of live performances tonight, including Mariah Carey and Gloria Estefan. Police added 65 sand trucks to prevent attacks, and 7,000 officers will be on hand patrolling the area. Well, Bob, our last forecast first of 2016.
That's right. So we're going to head into the new year on a very typical New Year's Eve type of noise in the mid-afternoon. That's your forecast first.
Thanks, Bob. Parts of California and Nevada were shaken by a swarm of earthquakes. 3 powerful quakes struck near Hawthorne, Nevada. They were felt from San Francisco to Las Vegas, and there were more than 100 aftershocks. No serious injuries or damage, luckily, but John Blackstone says scientists see the swarm as a seismic wake-up call.
When a 6.7 magnitude earthquake rocked Northridge, California, San Francisco.
While the earthquakes didn't cause any major destruction, Nevada seismologist Graham Kent said had the activity happen just 100 miles north in the heavily populated city of Reno, the damage could have been well into the billions. Wildfire that forced evacuations overnight in Pottawatomie County, Oklahoma, looks like it was started by a person. Surveillance video caught a possible arsonist in Shawnee. The fire burned close to 300 acres of land, but is now under control. Everybody has been allowed back into their homes. In this video, you can see a car entering the screen, slow down, and then the ground lights up. After about a minute, the flames light up the screen, and a tree bursts into flames. You can see it right there. A farmer's wife caught the fire as it burned on their land.
She had driven past on our road and within 15 minutes noticed that there were orange coming from over the hill. She called my parents just to live down the road. Then the blaze was just going like crazy.
An investigation is ongoing into who started the fire, as the surveillance video is too grainy to see the car. The search for a suspect in the shooting death of a Pennsylvania state trooper is over tonight. Police there say officers shot and killed Jason Robinson after he refused orders and made threats during an encounter at an unoccupied mobile home near Juniata Township. Robinson was suspected of killing Pennsylvania State Police trooper Landon Weaver last night. The trooper was killed while responding to a domestic call. The UN Security Council unanimously passed a resolution supporting efforts to end the nearly 6-year war in Syria and jumpstart peace negotiations. This comes as a fragile ceasefire in the country was negotiated earlier this week by Russia and Turkey. The resolution also calls for rapid, safe, and unhindered delivery of humanitarian aid throughout Syria. Details of the ceasefire have not been made public. Closer to home, 5 people were taken to the hospital after fumes were released at a West Madison car dealer. Madison fire crews responded to Don Miller on Odana Road at around 11:20 this morning. According to a fire department spokesperson, some liquids were mixed together in the shop area. The air was deemed safe by time firefighters arrived. A semi-truck driver died in a crash on I-90 in Sauk County. Wisconsin State Patrol troopers say Koshin Mohammed Omar was driving east on I-3990 when the Freightliner semi went off the road and hit a guardrail. The truck then went into a ditch, striking several trees. Omar died at the scene. 2 other cars hit the protruding guardrail and their drivers suffered minor injuries. Greene County deputies are looking for a driver who they say fled the scene of a rollover crash. They say it happened yesterday on County Highway EE in the town of Albany. According to deputies, a Lincoln Navigator overturned and went into a ditch, but the driver was nowhere to be found. Deputies don't believe the driver was injured, but they're looking for him or her. Anybody with information is asked to call the Greene County Sheriff's Office. State authorities are investigating a police shooting in La Crosse last night. According to the La Crosse Police Department, an officer shot a suspect last night at around 9:20. Officers pulled over the suspect after seeing a car fitting the description of a car that drove off from a domestic disturbance call earlier in the night. Police say that person was swinging a weapon and continued to charge the officers when police shot. Neither the suspect's name nor condition has been released. The officer is on standard administrative leave. Fitchburg police are looking for suspects tonight after an armed robbery at a cell phone store. Police say it happened at around 3:45 this afternoon at the Metro PCS on Fitch-Hashery Road. Officers say 2 men demanded cash and merchandise, threatening a clerk with semi-automatic handguns. The suspects then took several items from the store, including phones and cash. One of the suspects is described as a Hispanic male in his teens or early 20s, 5'5" to 5'7", wearing a black hoodie with a white shirt across his face. The other is described as a light-skinned black male in his teens or early 20s, 5'8" to 5'10", with a medium build, also wearing a black hoodie but with a black mask across his face. Anybody with information is asked to call Fitchburg Police or Crime Stoppers. Still ahead on News 3 at 10, Dr. Scholl's Move Over. A doctor in Louisville is trying to make sure the homeless have the right shoe for their feet. Welcome back. Homeless men and women in Louisville, Kentucky are getting help from a local doctor. He's donating 100 pairs of work boots for men and women. Adrian Flores has the story.
It's cold and...
Good luck to you. Happy New Year.
Great story next week. Volunteers will fit women for shoes. Well, a lot of anglers are getting into the season. The Ashland Fire Department in northern Wisconsin is practicing ice rescue safety. They train on Lake Superior every year, and the firefighters say if you fall into the ice, there's a very limited chance of survival after just 10 minutes.
Each rescue team member needs to practice rescuing themselves, and they're going to do that with no ice picks, and they're going to do it with ice picks.
The firefighters stressed with the warm-up last week, a lot of ice melted and then was broken up into the wind. Thousands watched as one of 2 eaglets hatched earlier this morning. The other could hatch any day now. A camera is live streaming the eagle's nest in North Fort Myers, Florida. 2 American bald eagles, Harriet and M15, are caring for their firstborn and waiting for the other to arrive. The camera was launched in October of 2012, allowing more than 16 million viewers to watch eagles Ozzie and Harriet raise their 2 eaglets. Heavy snow collapsed the sports dome in Maine. The University of Maine's Mahaney Dome is a practice facility usually inflated with air, but the fast-falling snow and rain were too much, causing a rupture. Thankfully, nobody was inside, but this isn't the first time the winter's taken a toll on the dome. A similar collapse happened 10 years ago, and officials say it's too soon to tell how long it'll be out of commission or how much repairs will cost. Well, snow and rain in our forecast anytime this week?
Well, not a whole lot of snow, but we do have. We'll drop to about 20 below by Thursday and Friday morning.
All right, thanks, Bob. Sports is next. Clemson beat Ohio State tonight, 31-0, and heads into the championship game to face Alabama. Jay Wilson is in Dallas with the Badgers as they prepare for the Cotton Bowl. We'll see what they're up to today when we get back. All righty, Bob, last look at weather 2016.
Yeah, and well, so far it's looking pretty nice as we head into the year, but perhaps not so much once we spend a little time there. 35 for tomorrow with partly sunny skies, so a beautiful way to start. 40 degrees on Monday, and we could see some freezing drizzle early, but eventually that will become rain showers by the afternoon. That rain will continue into the night, and then on Tuesday we could see that change to flurries as an early high of 34 will fall in the afternoon and just continue to fall fall as we head through the rest of the week. We'll be in the teens for highs Wednesday all the way out into next weekend. We'll see wind chills as cold as 20 below zero for Thursday and Friday mornings, and Friday morning especially. We drop down to 4 below for the low, so it is going to be chilly next week.
All righty, before we go tonight, we want to give special recognition to a longtime member of the News 3 family, Helen Caraco. She's right there. She has worked here for more than 4 decades, and tonight is her last night here at News 3. She's worked behind the scenes for so long. Oh, we're all sad that you're leaving, Helen, but we really, we really thank you for your long years of service. And even though I've only been here for about a year, it's been a blast working with you. Just wishing you the best in your retirement and wishing you all the best in 2017. Have a safe, happy new year.